Oh no, E3 baby! What is you doing? Yo, E3 is looking kinda yikes really, man. Yo, what's up guys? HMK here once again, and if you've been living under a rock, there's been a lot of things happening with E3 lately, after E3 2019 happened. And a little bit of a primer is that this year at E3, I actually didn't go to this year's E3 because I went to Japan, and Japan is expensive. So, in hindsight, I'm actually glad I didn't go because all that Breath of the Wild sequel hype, I'm glad I was able to experience it at home because the boys, Zeltic, Dr. Wily, and Commonwealth One, man, they had to skip that first day. That's toasty. So, E3 2020 next year is looking to change in very weird ways where they just want to compete with other trade shows that aren't trade shows and more like festivals like Gamescom. Gamescom is easily one of the biggest, if not the biggest, gaming festival on the planet that takes place in Cologne. And a lot of people love Gamescom, and it looks like it's time for E3 to try and double dip into that. But E3 has always been a trade show, and I'm gonna let you guys know why E3 2020 and E3's future is looking hella shaky. It is looking so shaky, and I just gotta say, personally, on a personal level, I was glad to get in some really good years at E3, because like I went to E3 for 4 years, and it's been a wild ride, and I dig it. I digged it. E3 2015, that's when Kingdom Hearts 3 finally got that new trailer, the thank you guy. E3 2016, I got to play Breath of the Wild on the Wii U, which is funny. 2017 was Super Mario Odyssey, and then 2018, of course, was Super Smash Brothers, and of course, Kingdom Hearts 3 playable at the event. But now E3 is looking to be a lot less like a trade show and more like a festival that's geared a lot more towards consumers and fans than there are to industry members and media personnel. Now, I don't really have a problem with that because, it's good to have people show up to your stuff and they're trying to go into a whole, strategy when it comes to industry days and media days and celebrities to hype up the games and to compete with Gamescom, and they're trying to get that good social ranking with influencers within the Gen Z and millennial demographic. And they just, I guess, the biggest thing they're trying to do is not only compete with Gamescom, but they're also trying to fix the damaged reputation, or the dying and the damaged reputation of E3. Now, E3 was always it was cool in my book, but then in 2017 they started showing up. Was it 2017 or 2016? I think it was whatever. It was one of those years they started allowing regular attendees, general admission to E3, and because of that, we got a lot of more people showing up to the event. And they didn't really know how to handle all those people at E3. And with that in mind, and I've experienced that twice, and if you guys couldn't handle that in 2017 and 2018, the fact that you're trying to add 10,000 plus more badges to your show to be sold additionally makes me really wonder. I'm are you guys going to be able to handle this? And they're going to be changing the floor plans, as you can see here. It's weird. It just doesn't sit right with me, and a lot of things are super shady when it comes to what they're planning to integrate with the new stuff when it comes to E3. Like I said before, less like a trade show, more like a festival. They're going to be inviting, and remember that, inviting influencers within the Gen Z and millennial demographic. They're going to be inviting celebrities to hype up the games, including athletes, YouTube personalities, all that good jazz. And they're going to have an industry/media day aside from the general days, which is going to happen throughout the week, because usually E3 happens Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So my guess is that the industry day is going to be either Monday and Tuesday, if they're going to push it to Monday. But if not, it's just going to be Tuesday, and then everybody else can go in on Wednesday and Thursday. Now, that is something we've been wanting. That's something that actually works out a lot better for E3 standing, and that's something I do appreciate. But what will be the point of that if you're trying to gear away from a trade show and go into a festival? What's the point for industry and media personnel to go there? Alright, and it gets worse, alright? Originally, they were planning to pay celebrities to show up. That got axed. Like the board of directors, when it comes to the not board of directors, but the membership of the ESA board, they're all like, no, we're not gonna do that. Even though they approved of everything else on this palette of craziness, yo, you got me fucking twisted. However, they will invite them. And a lot of analysts and a lot of people that looked at these leaks and stuff like that say that by inviting these celebrities, not paying them, they're inviting them with goodies and badges and exclusive experiences. They're inviting them in a good way. Kind of like lobbying, but not really. So, that's already shady. That is already hella shady. Alright? And then it gets even more shadier, and it's specifically stated in these slides and stuff that just paid media partnerships in order to control the content that goes out of E3. Now, I love E3. E3 has been great in certain aspects, but when it comes to the criticizing part of E3, there are a lot of people, myself included, that voice what they don't like about E3 or anything that showed up in their show. And the fact that ESA and E3 want to have paid media partnerships in order to control that kind of content, in order to like, hey guys, and remember how I said that they're trying to get that millennial Gen Z demographic, because according to their data, it says that demographic pushes the most social good, where they could talk about good things about our show and good things and fix our damaged reputation. And then we're gonna get to that in a little bit. So they're gonna have paid media partnerships to control the content, and they're gonna be focusing a lot more on the demographic that's gonna be telling other people that, hey, this is good. It sounds like such a slippery slope, a snowball effect that can blow up in their faces, especially if this show ends up to be trash. And talking about my attendance, we'll talk about that in a little bit, but controlling content, I'm like, paying media outlets to control the content in order to control the message of E3. That's never good, man. No. We already talked about the 10,000 plus badges they want to sell and the app scheduling. Now, app scheduling sounds like a good idea on paper, but if you're planning to have 10,000 plus people on top of the 66,000 people that actually showed up last year, or I should say this year to E3, the 66,000 people that showed up, and you want to put 10,000 plus on top of that, and you want to get into a position to compete with Gamescom, which has over 200,000 attendees on their greatest days, yeah, sure, the LA Convention Center is big, but man, when they started adding general admission, the highlighter badges to E3 that one time in 2017, yo, that shit was packed. Oh my lord. And the fact that they're gearing towards more of the consumer, and there's nothing wrong with gearing more towards consumers, but we already have events for that. And I understand that E3 wants to get part of that pie, because the whole reason why they're doing this, and this is why I can't really be mad about them, the whole reason why they're doing this is because they got to get that money. And E3, in this point in time, since we have internet, and Nintendo already knew this, we have internet, the messages get to be spread out faster and seamless, and everything is so connected. The E3 model back in the golden days just doesn't work anymore when it comes to money. And in order to run the show, they need money. But I feel that all of these conflicting choices that they want to turn this into a festival, can you guys really handle all of that? It seems like a lot to juggle, and it seems that, like I said before, it's gonna blow up in their faces. Now, of course, why are they trying to reconstruct the good? Why are they trying to recreate their image of good? So, if you have been living under a rock, there's this huge leak that happened not too long ago. It's still fresh in a lot of people's minds. But if this is the first time you're hearing about it, oh baby, strap on in. There was a huge leak, like a big ass leak of 2019, E3 2019 attendees, where their information, like a lot of the information, address, phone number, real names, names under the specific tag of what they go by, got leaked. And it's not just the people who attended, it's a good chunk of people that applied got compromised. And that was hella yikes. And that was like the first step to us wondering, yo, is E3 dead? Is E3 okay? Is E3 coming back next year? That was hella yikes. And E3 is, ESA and E3 are just like kind of trying to hope that we forget about it. And the way they're handling it is like, oh, it got compromised. There's nothing we can do about it. But we'll make sure it doesn't happen again. And thankfully, I didn't go this year. So my information was good. I didn't even apply or anything. I was like, I'm not going to E3 because I literally busted my wallet. I busted my wallet's nut in Japan. So I was good. So thankfully, show HMK. But there's a lot of my friends that information got leaked. And if you're in the higher ups of with social media and all the trolls come and they start messing with your shit, that happened. And that was a big fucking situation. And what's even worse is that not only did influencers, YouTubers, media outlets get their stuff compromised, but people within actual companies of Nintendo, Sony, Xbox, Microsoft, the publishers and the developers, a bunch of their people got leaked too. Because in order to get a badge, you need to have that information on record in order to be given a badge, even if you're not going as media or as a general mission. That's yikes! And the worst part about that whole situation is that E3 is it has people coming in worldwide. So you have people's information from all over the globe getting compromised in that leak. And E3 and ESA is like, sorry. And that's why a lot of people are looking at them to see if there's going to be any type of lawsuit. And the fact that a lawsuit can happen from multiple countries. Now you understand why E3 and ESA want to try and bring that social good, to bring that social image back up to the ranks. Oh, and the ride doesn't stop, because after the 2019 leak, after the 2019 info leak, it was also confirmed that attendees' information from 2004 and 2006 got compromised. And it's apparently being reported that 2018, at one point, the information wasn't safe. Hopefully they took it down, because 2018, that's a lot of people. So, with all that being said about the leak, about how they want to control content, how they want to focus on consumers, how they want to focus on the Gen Z millennial demographic for the social good, I'm just like, there is so much shit that can go wrong from this. This equation, this has a lot of, oh my lord, and the fact that they want to invite celebrities and influencers and stuff in order to hype up their games, and athletes, just like, I feel E3 really wants to go like teeter over into the casual district, and they don't really understand the hardcore demographic that helped build up that show to what it is now. And then that puts you in the whole perspective of, is ESA and E3 forsaking those people that helped make E3 as big and as wondrous and as hyped up as it is now, and they're going for what can make the money? And then that's the whole morality system going into play, and the fact that the leaks happen, and just, man, look, and here's the bottom line, and here's the HMK bottom line. After that leak, I already told myself, it's really hard for me to want to go to E3 in good faith, and with considering this transformation that they're proposing that's another thing that I'm like, the only thing to get me to go to E3 next year or a future E3, if it's not going to be next year, the only thing that will get me to go to E3 is Breath of the Wild 2, baby. That's the only thing that will make me want to attempt to go to E3 in a future year, because, you know, I didn't go to E3 this year and I don't regret it. I really did. Especially with the all the hype and the leaks, and I was good in my home, comfortable and all that stuff, and I went to Japan. So, and you know, when it comes to other events, yo, why go to E3 when I go to PAX? And then that also makes you wonder how publishers and developers are gonna feel about this, even though a good chunk of them are on the membership board, like Sony, Bethesda, and a bunch of them approve about this. It makes you really wonder who from the industry is gonna roll up there and, you know, go along with these changes, and will they be able to handle these changes, and will they be, you know, are they gonna be comfortable in showing off conferences? Are they even gonna have conferences anymore? What are they gonna show? What are they gonna make? How is that system gonna go down? And then you want 10,000 more people on top of 66,000 people that was already shoulder to shoulder. And you want these people playing your games, and then that really makes developers wonder, should we bring the big guns here? Because of course everybody and their mamas are going to want to play that game if we bring the big gun here. But how are we going to accommodate all these people? And then when you piss off the people that don't get to play the game, they're going to react negatively on social media, and then E3 is going to be like, man, what the fuck? And just, oh my lord. And this all goes without saying about how, like, my favorite is Nintendo. When it comes to being at E3, how's Nintendo gonna handle all of this? Because they're not even on the board, and they were the first ones to kind of dip out of the conference race with E3, and then just, you know, they can roll up with their own stuff and roll to the beat of their own drum with their own Nintendo Directs, with their own digital shows. They have their own events where they can invite people. They invited me and a bunch of people to the New York Nintendo Switch launch event. Not the launch event, the preview event where you can play the Nintendo Switch. Like, E3. It's a very big wait and see type of thing, but man, oh man, this is gonna be wild. The fallout from this is going to be wild. But as always, I want to know what you guys think about these changes. Were you able to go to E3 before this big change happened? And because I know I met a bunch of you guys. And are you up for this? Because me personally, I'm sticking to PAX. I'm sticking to PAX. And like I said before, the only way for me to go to E3 this year, or a future year, is Breath of the Wild 2, baby. So please let me know what you think about these changes. Let them know. Let them know on social media what you think about these changes. And if you're excited for it as a fan, are you excited for it as a media, are you excited as an industry personnel? Let me know. And remember, if you enjoyed the video, please like, share, favorite, and most importantly, subscribe to HMK for some of the wildest takes comes to the industry this side of Foldland. So guys, until the next video. Also, be sure to check out my Patreon to see how you can support me for at least $1 a month. Until then, this has been HMK. And baby, that's gonna be some spicy stuff. I'll check you guys later.